Hi Rockers, Joe here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an American style chili. It's basically a type of stew, and what's really great is it's good for cold, rainy days like today in Madrid. Summer's over, so sometimes it's nice just to curl up on the couch with a nice bowl of stew with a glass of wine or some hot chocolate, and today's the perfect day for it. It's a pretty simple recipe and the ingredients are readily available here in Madrid. I hope you enjoy watching and following along. Thank you, Rockers.
This recipe will serve 4 to 5 people. I'm going to start by dicing my half of the bell pepper. You can use any color you want. I'm using a green bell pepper. I'm just going to dice it, and we'll set this aside. Next, our 1/2 of onion. I'm using a red onion, but you can use any onion you want. If you notice, there's a lot of optional ingredients for the end, and that's totally up to your discretion. I'm just going to mince 3 cloves of garlic. For this recipe, you don't have to mince it super fine. You could just chop it as well. And we'll set that aside. These are for the end, so I'm just prepping it now. Some green onions, 2 of them. You can also use chives as well. Those go really good with this on top. And we'll set this aside now. At this point, we'll do a spice mix. So I'm using 1/2 tablespoon of cumin, some chili powder, oregano, paprika, salt. I'm gonna stir this together and I'll give it a try to make sure I like it. Yep, it's good. And now we'll set that aside as well. I did this last because this is the hot pepper, totally optional. And we just set that aside too. So at this point, I'm gonna get my pot that I'm using hot, a little olive oil. We'll start heating that up, and you can see my beans and my tomato sauce ready to go. So I'm adding my 1/2 kilogram of ground beef. This is fresh ground. I just got it from the butcher below. Ground steak technically. I'm gonna add about 1/2 of the seasoning, and we'll mix this and brown this. I'm using red kidney beans and black beans. You can use several different types of beans. Now that my ground beef is almost brown, I'm adding my onions, peppers, and garlic. Gonna mix that around, and my beans, I've drained them and rinsed. I'm just gonna stir those in. At this point, reduce heat just a little bit. We're gonna stir everything around. I've added some tomato sauce. I'm gonna add a little bit more, and then the rest of my spice mix. All in all, that was about 2 cups of tomato sauce. A little extra salt. My hot pepper now. Stir this all together, get everything mixed really well. And a 1/4 cup of water, just to thin things out, so when we bring it to the simmer, nothing burns. So at this point, we're bringing it to a simmer. We'll cover it. And I decided to add a little bit of sugar there, maybe 1/8 of a tablespoon or teaspoon, so just a little amount. At this point, you can see that it looks different. It's been simmering for about 30 minutes, so I'm just going to serve it at this point. So after covering and simmering 30 minutes, then you can serve. cheese on top with avocado and the green onions. That's it. All said and done. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you, rockers.